Happy New Year, friends! It's time for our New Year's reset, meaning we're gonna come up together with all the different habits that we want to make sure that we do this New Year. I'm so excited to do this because I have had goal videos before, but I've never done it where I've actually set realistic habits that I want to make sure I maintain every year. So instead of goals this year, we're gonna do habits because I think that might be a little bit more attainable. So that's something we can both do together, and I kind of want to do check-ins once a month. So we'll revisit once a month and I'll do a check-in and I'll let you know how I'm doing, and then you let me know how you're doing. So at the end of this video, maybe write down a list and toss it in the comments if that's helpful for you to just kind of keep it somewhere. And if not, just keep it to yourself, and then once a month we'll revisit together so that we can really make sure we stay on top of these things together. So grab your little pen and paper, your iPad, whatever you need, your phone, and together we're gonna go over some habits that we want to maintain. My first habit that I really want to try to maintain is keeping my house clean. I have to really specify on this because I do clean my house very often. I actually obsessively clean my house, specifically with vacuuming and mopping and dusting, because I have 2 dogs and they shed, and I'm allergic to both of them. So I do make sure I clean my house constantly. Basically, by setting aside a couple hours of one of my weekend days, I will do a deep clean. But I am guilty where things will get left around the house throughout the week. Like if I'm getting ready and I'm in a rush to finish work and then run over to Disney or run over to Universal or run and go film a video, I will panic, pick out clothes and throw stuff all over the place, and when I come home I'm tired, so I just throw my bag on the kitchen island and then I go upstairs. So I really want to make sure I stick to kind of cleaning up after myself with little things like that and keeping the house organized so that I feel more inclined to film in the house, and I also just feel like the house is cleaner every single day. I just feel like it puts you in a better mindset and it makes you feel very cozy. And then when deep cleaning comes, I can really focus on actually deep cleaning versus having to put away everything and then deep clean. So that would also eliminate how many hours of cleaning kind of digs into my free time on the weekends. My main goal for 2025 overall is going to be to essentially make my life as stress-free and cozy as literally possible. So everywhere where I spend majority of my time, I want it to be clean and I want it to be pretty. I want it to be very warm and inviting. I want to basically make myself set a time aside to work on my hobbies. Number 2 is going to be reading 30 minutes every single day. Obviously, I would like to make this an hour, but depending on the day, it might not be feasible. I love reading and I want to keep reading. I want to get through my TBR. I want to get through all the books on my Kindle, but I just find that I will push it to the side and not read because I'll have other things planned or other things that I need to do that to me are more important. So I really want to focus on reading 30 minutes minimum a day. And I think for me personally, I'm gonna try to do that by waking up early and then setting aside that 30 minutes where nobody's doing anything. It's just kind of early in the morning. I work from home, so I can luckily just kind of get up and chill. I don't have to rush to get ready and then run out the door. So I'm going to set my 30 minutes for the morning time because I feel like that'll also set a good mood for the rest of the day. You can also do this during your lunch or in the evening, whenever you feel like you have some downtime. Even 30 minutes before you go to sleep, instead of scrolling on your phone, you can take the 30 minutes to read a book instead and kind of fall asleep reading your book. Number 3 kind of goes along with this, and I want to wake up at 7 a.m. every morning. I did do this pretty consistently throughout 2024, but I want to make sure I stay on top of it for 2025 because I got into this groove of waking up at 7 a.m. So what I mean by waking up at 7 a.m. is my alarm would go off at 7 a.m. and then I would maybe take another 5 minutes and then I would hop out of bed. Or sometimes I would see my alarm, I would check my emails, and then I would literally get out of bed within 3 minutes. And I really loved this because I felt like I had so much more time before my work day started, before the day started. I felt like I had a lot more time to regroup for myself and like plan the day for myself and kind of center and focus and not just wake up fully stressed out and like running around crazy. I had time for all these things. So I'm going to continue trying to wake up and getting out of bed like around 7 a.m. I also want to incorporate more exercise into my life because although I do tons of steps at Disney and Universal by going to the theme parks to vlog, to hang out with friends, to try snacks, to whatever. I know I spend a lot of time walking, but there are days where I just don't go anywhere and I spend it at home. I want to make sure I continue to focus on my heart health and my cardio, and I hate running, so I really need to figure out another way to incorporate cardio. I do love weight training and weightlifting, so that's something that I'm going to try to be more consistent with, because what I notice is I'll be consistent for a while and then unfortunately my body hates me, and I'll go into like a month or two where I'm down, where like something is injured or I feel like absolute poop and I don't feel good, and then it breaks the consistency and like my motivation to keep going. And then by the time that I feel better, I'm like so out of the zone. And so I really want to try to get back into it. So I want to try to do some form of exercise. Like I'm gonna be really lenient with myself getting started, and of course this can increase, but I want to try to do 3 times a week. I feel like that's not too much to take an hour or two a day after work or something and do a little exercise, and it won't impede too much on going out and vlogging and, you know, doing all that stuff. Another thing, I've lost count at this point, but another thing I want to do is grocery shop for healthy foods. So we go through spells in this house where we will go on a kick and cook healthy foods for like 2-3 weeks straight, and we'll have the meals planned out and we'll cook foods. And then we'll go through spells where both of us are so engulfed in our jobs and are just so busy that we will be tired and we won't want to cook or have time to cook, or by the time dinner comes around we haven't started cooking. We're like, we'll just heat up something frozen or something quick like a pasta and a sauce, which that's not bad either, but like it'll be like boxed mac and cheese or something. So I really want to make sure we try and really stay consistent in cooking for ourselves every week. And I bought a slow cooker a couple weeks ago, and it has been wonderful in terms of me prepping foods in the morning before work starts while I listen to my audiobook, and then I toss it in the slow cooker, and then it's done even before work is done. I don't necessarily love a slow cooker meal every single week all the time, but I do think that if I try to keep in mind when I'm going to be busier that week, the slow cooker has come in handy and will come in handy. So I'm going to try to utilize that, and I'm going to go grocery shopping with the intention of not buying frozen things. The main things that we usually buy for frozen foods, and Costco really gets you. Costco really gets you because they have such good frozen yummy, scrumdiddlyumptious, delicious little frozen meals, and I want them all, but they're so bad, and we could just be making our own fresh food. So we went to Costco, and I did not buy a single frozen food aside from chicken tenders, and I'm going to keep it that way whether we go to Costco or Publix, our local grocery store, whatever. I am going to remain strong and strict with the fact that we are not buying frozen foods. The only thing we will buy are like chicken tenders, and we've even started making our own french fries from like organic potatoes that we buy. So I did not allow myself to buy frozen food so that I can't resort to just being like, oh well, we'll just have something frozen, because if I purchased the meats and foods for a meal specifically that we were going to cook that week, and I try to resort to a frozen food, but the frozen food is not there, I will cook the meal. So that's what we're gonna do, and hopefully that helps you too. A really quick like subtext addition to cooking these meals is actually saving the recipes that are good, because that's another thing, is I'll go through recipes like no tomorrow. We'll try them, we'll be like, wow, this was so good, and then I will literally not star it. I won't make a list, I won't mark it down like that was a good recipe. I'll just I'll forget about it. And then I keep thinking that every week I need to come up with brand new things we've never tried, which is not true because we could be remaking something we had like 2-3 weeks ago that we really liked. So, okay, another big thing, and this is for me personally, but I'm sure a lot of you can relate, is drinking 2 to 3 liters of water a day. I myself have gone through a very serious, terrible experience in my life where during college, I had a giant kidney stone and I needed surgery to get it out. I was in the hospital for a week and I missed so much school and I was so stressed and it was awful. How this came about was because I did not drink a single lick of water. I didn't realize, I know you have to drink water, but I didn't realize like feeling thirsty meant you were already dehydrated. I didn't realize you needed 2 to 3 liters of water a day. I was a college kid. I was balling on a budget. I was so busy. I was doing schoolwork, driving 2 hours to school, then driving an hour to work. Like, I was so busy, I did not drink water. So anyway, ever since then, I have been very conscious of drinking water. And even then, sometimes I push it off. I did realize that the most helpful thing for me personally is I tend to drink water when it's from a straw because it's kind of just there. And I'll just like play a video game in my living room and I'll be playing and I'll just hold my water bottle here and or it'll be like on the sofa handle right here and I'll just grab it and I don't need to demonstrate to you how I drink water. Let's be so for real. But I made a goal to drink 2 to 3 liters of water a day because that is what my surgeon told me is what is recommended, is drinking 2 to 3 liters. So make sure you do that too if that is something you struggle with. And then the last thing that I really, really want to focus on is closing my work computer at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. depending what time I start work. And I basically, after 8 hours, shutting down my work computer, calling it a day, except for the occasional emergency where I have to be online. If it's not an emergency, I don't need to be obsessively checking Teams because a lot of my team are located in Central and West Coast areas and time zones. And so I am one of 2 people on my team specifically where we are located on East Coast. So when I start work way before everyone else, but I also end work way before everyone else. So everyone else is still working when I log off. And so it makes it really hard for me to want to keep checking my notifications and my emails and all that stuff. And I'm always like, oh wait, does someone need my help? Like, do I need to go help somebody? But I consistently check stuff because there's still activity. It makes it a lot harder for me to kind of just shut it off and leave it where it is. So another goal is to really, really focus on my work-life balance. And this also calls for my other job, because I have 2 jobs, right? I have my corporate job and then I have this and TikTok and Instagram, because I am so grateful to have reached the goal this year of getting paid by TikTok this year. And next year, I would love for that to also happen through YouTube and then through, any other outlets. It's so exciting. And I'm so grateful for, everyone on TikTok who has joined in. And we went through a serious spell this year where I got laid off my job, which was the first time I've ever gotten laid off. And it was an awful experience, and the job market is so terrible, and it was so hard to find a job. And so I set it a goal for myself that while I was looking for new jobs, I was going to, at the same time, try and become a full-time content creator because I was living off my savings. And so I had all this time because realistically, you and I both know, looking for jobs and applying for jobs does not take the whole day. And after a certain amount of time too, you kind of keep seeing the same jobs over and over. And so I had all this free time. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna put more of my effort into something that I really enjoy doing. 1, to distract myself from crying all the time. And 2, because it's actually fun and something that I do really enjoy doing. And it is my favorite hobby, is filming and editing. Put all of my effort into that, and somehow some of those videos got a lot of traction on TikTok and a lot of people followed to support me, and I made a lot of friends from it too. And I have been so grateful for the opportunity, and it's so exciting. I know everybody wants this, and I'm by no means saying I am huge or or anything. I'm just trying to make the point I'm very grateful for this, to be able to be paid from TikTok. So essentially right now I am getting paid like a part-time salary from TikTok. And so I am treating TikTok and YouTube and everything else like a job because it does in fact entail a lot of hours of work. And so working 40 hours a week for my corporate job, and then also working, I don't know, probably 30 hours, 25 to 30 hours a week, maybe even sometimes 40 depending, for TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. It's a lot of work. And so what I have a hard time with then is not always treating it like work. And so then that's when my hobbies and all of these other like me time gets pushed to the side, because even though it's fun and I really, really enjoy it, there's still other hobbies that I want to do. I just got roller skates for Christmas, and I really, really want to focus on practicing roller skating a couple times a week. And I like I said, I love reading, and I want to put more effort into reading. I want to spend time playing video games because I love playing video games. And I want to work toward being able to build my PC so I can play games with you guys, because I know a lot of you guys also play games, and I want to be able to play games with you guys on my PC and stream on Twitch and whatever, just like for fun. So I am going to also focus on work-life balancing my part-time job as well, which I don't really know how I'm going to do that yet, because there's only so many hours in a day and so many hours in a week. And I think that's it. Those are all the habits that I want to maintain. They're nothing crazy. It's not like it's a ton of stuff. It's not like it's going to be something overwhelming, but I feel like all of these little things will add up to be, I don't want to be like dramatic, but like life-changing, in the sense that my life will be easier and more happy and more chill and cozy and relaxing. And that is all I want for 2025. I am so excited because I feel like this will really hold me accountable. So you can hold me accountable and I can hold you accountable. And every month we'll do a check-in. Happy New Year. We're gonna do a video where we create our vision boards together, and those will be more goal related. So we're gonna do that together and have a cozy little time. We'll drink our little tea. And I want to, in between theme park vlogs, I want to incorporate a lot more cozy vibes and just, you know, clean with me, and we'll play games together and just like hang out and do more chatty things like this, because I enjoy watching these videos. So I want to continue doing things like this too. If that's something you're excited about and something you enjoy watching, then yay, because that is kind of what I want to start incorporating more into this channel this year. I hope you guys had a wonderful new year. I hope everybody was super safe, and I hope you're all getting your rest today. And this is the start of something new. I'm so excited. So I love you guys so, so much. I will see you obviously in future videos to come, but next month for a little recap to make sure we are all sticking to our habits, okay? Okay, I love you. Bye.